Bora dar o líquido vermelho pra ela. Bebe! Ai, tem que dar pra ela no negócio, né? A gente troca as
I
pulseiras.
found this red stuff you were talking about, but are you absolutely certain it won't harm you?
Don't be silly.
Ele já tomou
Of
um
course it
monte.
won't.
Fine. I hope you know.
Agora
what
troca a
you're doing.
pulseira, ó.
How about you give me your name band in return? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. I don't mind.
Não, porque o que importa pra ela, né? É a bebidinha dela
Thank you
ali.
for your help.
Aí, agora a gente já tem o laudo, já tem a pulseira, talvez a gente consiga sair daqui, hein? Tchau. Isso, fica dormindo aí. Ah, filho,
Sorry, Mum,
pode
can't
barrar,
let you through.
querido. Eu tenho
We'll need
pulseira,
to see a
tenho
discharge letter
laudo.
from your doctor first.
Here. Are you happy now?
Yes, that seems fine. Can I just check your name band to confirm that you are indeed Anne Burton?
Oh, all right. I didn't realize
All
you knew
right.
how to read. There you go. Can I go now?
Of course. Thank you, Mum. We'll see you soon.
No, you won't. Now get
É, eu
out
não quero
of
voltar
my
mais pra cá não, querido. Eu não quero mais voltar pra cá não. Isso, obrigado, tchau. Isso. Ih, o doutor é
And
garoto.
you must be Susan Ashworth.
Well, perhaps I am.
Esse velho aí,
Do you
gente.
mind if I ask you where you're heading to?
I was just going for a little walk, stretch my legs, get some fresh air.
Pegou lá no pulo. Ixi, pegou no pulo, hein?
Give it a rest. I'm not going anywhere.
Pegaram lá no
Miss
pulo.
Ashworth, please relax. There's been a
Relax,
mistake. You have
relax.
been prescribed wrong medication. I apologize sincerely on behalf of my team and the hospital, but luckily we managed to spot it on time.
On
Oi,
time.
hein?
You have no
What's
idea what
chasing?
I've been through.
Once again, I'm truly sorry. I promise no more drugs will be given to you. I personally guarantee you will have a good, peaceful sleep tonight, and you can be discharged in the morning.
Why can't I go tonight? I want to go now.
I'm really sorry, but we can't legally discharge suicidal patients without a full psychiatric assessment. It's too late for it now, but I promise we'll have a chat in my office first thing in the morning, okay? And then you can go home. Is that all right?
I haven't really got much choice, have I?
Ih, vou levar ela embora. Aí daqui a pouco eu vejo.
Now
Calma
I'd
aí.
like to ask you some questions about your life,
Ah,
Susan.
eu vim interrogar
You might find
Paulo.
them very personal, but it's important that you answer me as honestly as possible.
Fine. Let's get it over with then, shall we?
Isso aí,
I'd like to go
ok.
home at last.
Of course, I understand. So, Susan, let's see. Are you living alone at the moment?
Eu moro com meus gatos.
I live on my own.
É,
And it
meus
suits me
gatos.
just fine. I don't need anyone. People mostly bore me. Sometimes they annoy me or upset me. I'm happy with how things are at the moment. I have my little bit of space, and it's my own. It's private. I'd like to keep it that way.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a waitress. I work in a cafe.
You do? Do you like it?
It's okay. I don't mind it. It's just a job.
It's important to keep busy. I'd advise you get back to work as soon as next week.
I will.
Describe to me what your mornings look like. What is the first thing you do each day?
Ué, minha mãe, eu vou, né? Como que eu falo pra ele aqui? Bebo um café forte, fumo na varanda.
I drink strong coffee and smoke on the balcony. I know it's not a great start for the day, but it's one of my little pleasures in life that I find very hard to say no to.
Would you say that you feel safer at home than outside?
Not really. I don't feel that safe
Então,
at
né, dando
all.
uma enganada
How
nele
can
aqui,
you
né?
feel safe
Você,
these
tipo,
days
ser
anyway?
totalmente
You can be living
fiel
next
com
door
ele,
to a
mano.
murderer who'll blow your head off for a bit
Já
of
tivemos,
fun.
né, um aviso
Local
ali.
kids have set an old man on fire the other day. They filmed him as he burned to his death. I knew this woman. She slipped on a wet bathroom floor, cracked her head open,
Ô,
and broke a leg.
louco, ô,
She lay
louco.
there bleeding for 2 days, unable to move. By the time they
Eu
found
falei que
her,
era
it was
pesado.
already too late.
Susan,
Gente.
taking risks is a part of life. What do you think is missing in your life? Or rather, what is one thing that you think would make your life better?
Um pouco de graça, bonita.
Something to fight for, you know? A reason to go on.
There's always a reason to live. Sometimes we just don't see it that clearly.
Well, Doctor, I must have gone all blind then, because I can't see any.
Have you ever
I see,
attended
Faye.
group therapy for depression or some other form of counseling?
Yes, it didn't help much, as you can see.
Né?
Just
Vamos
something
seguir
to
no
think
baile.
about.
Vamos, né? Vamos
I
seguir
can
no
see
baile.
you're really willing to open up and talk about your issues. That's a positive sign.
I haven't really talked about my feelings for a long time.
You're doing very well so far. Do you have problems sleeping?
À noite quase nunca durmo geralmente.
Rarely. I sleep well most nights.
Quadro esquisito
If
demais, né,
anything,
gente?
I probably sleep too much.
Would you describe for me how you feel at the moment?
Definitely better than before the accident.
Good. Hopefully you can now move on from here. With a bit of luck you will enjoy life again. Suicide attempts often have that effect on people. Same as near-death experience. It makes you realize that you're not ready to die yet. Do you find it hard to concentrate?
É complicado.
Yes, sometimes.
Tá complicado.
Do you drink alcohol, Susan?
Only sometimes.
I'd suggest you don't consume any alcohol at all for a while.
Mas
Does
gente,
that
eu só
sound
bebo
like
café,
something you can
tipo, e
do?
fumo.
Yeah, sure. I'm not a big drinker anyway.
Viu? Eu só fumo e bebo
Sometimes
cigarro.
when life gets too much and people feel sad or upset, they think about suicide. Good. Hopefully you can now move on from here.
Well, I used to think about it sometimes. Don't you think about it when you're really down?
Susan, I'm a psychiatrist. My job is to talk people out of it. Would you ask a fireman if he ever thinks about setting fire to his house?
I suppose not. But I'm sure lots of people have times when they do think about it.
I couldn't say, Susan. The statistics show that men are 3 times more likely than women to commit suicide. That puts you in the minority. But of course, that's missing the point. Suicide is never the solution.
I realize that now.
Please, in your own words, try to explain to me, why did you really try to take your own life, Susan?
Foi impulso de momento.
It was just a sudden impulse. I'm ashamed of it now. I had a really rotten day, you know? I felt like I was suffocating between the 4 walls of my bedroom. It just would get worse and worse. By the afternoon, I realized I cried for the past 3 hours. I didn't even know I'd been crying until I went to the bathroom and saw my face in the mirror. I looked like a ghost. I looked like I was dead already, you know? And then I saw the sleeping pills. I thought, why not? And I did it.
Do you feel as if you're a burden, or that life isn't worth living?
Not
No,
anymore.
no.
It's strange. But I feel lighter. I feel stronger.
Se
Besides,
sente mais
I live
forte por causa
alone.
de senhorinha lá
Who
te
could
dando
I be a
ajuda,
burden
né?
to?
What makes you feel better?
My cats. I always put out a bowl of food for the stray cats. They're ever so grateful. I like their company.
Não gosto de gato, gente. Tem
What
aquele
makes you
casinho
feel
aqui no
worse?
cantinho aqui, ó.
People. They've let me down too many times. I don't know who to trust anymore. I only trust my cats these days.
So you say in the suicide note.
Because that's true. I've been stabbed in the back more times than I could count.
Have you imagined your funeral and how people...
Eu não pensei nisso também.
I never really thought about that. But I guess it would be a cheap one. I don't really know what they do with people like me. Maybe they just throw us in a hole and forget about it, since there'd be nobody to visit my grave anyway.
I don't think so, Susan. The city would pay for it.
Or so they want people to believe.
Finally, I'd like you to tell me about Eric.
Eric?
Yes, your husband. I believe this might be important. What can you tell me about your relationship? What had happened between you two?
E realmente não quero falar sobre isso.
Não
quero falar.
I don't really want to talk about this.
Fine. I suppose you've opened enough for one day. Okay, one more question. This is just a formality. But I have to ask, are you going to do it again?
That's a hard one. I don't know. But hey, I've got it. The answer is no, I'm not. Thank you very much.
Excellent. We're nearly done here.
Quase.
There's just one more thing I must clear with you. What exactly happened last night?
Well, after I
Pois
met
eu não
you
falei
outside the
trocentas
ward yesterday,
vezes.
I went back to my room and fell asleep. I slept really well, considering what happened earlier.
Pegou a gente no pulo,
But
né?
then someone woke me up. It was the same nurse who was so friendly with me the first night. She said we needed to talk.
Que ele não mentiu, né?
We must go, Susan. You are not safe here.
But
Please, you must follow me. Quickly.
Vai, vamos com a Alice, vai, bora. Segue a Alice.
I went after her. The ward seemed very quiet. It must have been late at night.
É bizarro. Acontecendo uma cena ali,
Harry.
embaixo, lá de lá a resposta da cena.
Wait for me. Tell me what's going on here. The security guys were gone. She pointed at the corridor and said,
You go first. I'll explain everything in a minute.
Vai, querida, bora lá, bora, bora, bora. Aí, bora, vamos vazar daqui, vamos vazar,
Susan.
vazar.
If we don't escape now, they're going to hurt you. Please trust me. I know a way out of here. I'll help you escape. Let's go down this corridor. I'll be right behind you.
Bora, 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 vamos embora, vamos embora. Vamos embora, vamos embora, vamos embora.
I think I can hear someone coming.
Tem ninguém vindo não, tem ninguém vindo não.
Damn it! We can't go through there. Let's turn back, Susan. I know another way.
Oh, meu Deus, só fazendo de bobo aqui. Oh, caramba, hein? Vai lá, vamos embora.
Turn
vamos
left here. We can use the maintenance lift to get us out of this place.
Assim embora. Vai, Fia, vamos embora, vamos vazar daqui, queridona. É. Vai, cadê eu, gente? Cadê eu?
What are we doing on the roof? Liz. What the hell are you doing?
E a outra vai se
And
jogar?
why is there blood on your clothes? Liz.
It's quicker than the stairs. And besides, All the doors are locked anyway. This is the only way out of here. The only escape.
Deus.
Let's both jump. It won't hurt, you'll see.
Não.
You've lost your mind. Get down here right now.
I've made up my mind. I need to end this suffering now. Besides, I have no one to live for anyway. No one ever listened to me. No one ever cared.
I listened. You're a nice girl.
Oh, meu Deus do
You
céu.
have your whole life ahead of you.
You listened. Did you really?
Of course I did. You talk a lot, but I've always been a good listener. I liked talking to you.
So do you remember that story then? The one I told you the other night? The one about the woman in A&E?
Eu não lembro não, hein? Desapareceu. Ixi, eu não lembro não, hein? Eu não lembro. Acho que foi
Yeah.
isso.
She smoked a cigarette and burned in bed.
Okay. You have listened. Maybe you're right. Or maybe it was just a blind guess. But I must jump anyway. I have no choice.
Wait!
Não, não faz isso
Stop
não.
and think for a second.
Did you not hear what I said? I have no choice.
Yes, you do. You can choose to come back inside with me, and we'll just forget this like it never happened, okay?
Vai, Liz, escuta ela.
Do you remember that other thing I told you? I'm sure I told you about my flatmates. Did I tell you what one of them does for a living? I bet you don't remember that.
Ai, uma coisa. Aí eu acho que eu lembro. Uma stripper, era uma stripper.
She's a stripper.
Yes. Or at least that's what I think she is. You've listened. I just wish other people did.
I'm sure they do. It can't be that bad.
What do you know? Why do you care anyway?
Oh,
I
meu Deus, faz isso
don't
não.
want you to make the same mistake I did.
I thought you of all people knew how it feels. When you're trapped and you can't...
Look, I'm sure there must be someone who cares about you.
My colleagues don't care. My family don't care. Even my fucking boyfriend never cared.
Oh, meu Deus
He
do céu,
said
hein?
he needed to go
Poxa.
find himself.
A
Did I tell
bateria
you
tá
when you broke
fraca.
up with
Oh,
me?
meu Deus do céu, que da hora.
On Valentine's Day.
Bateria tá
Yes.
fraca.
Valentine's Day. You and I could have been good friends, you know. You really listened to everything I said after all. I'll be back. When you need help, I'll be there, Susan. But right now, it's time for me to let go.
No!
Meu céu, caiu! Eita, nós! Ai, meu Deus. Ai, meu Deus. Oh, Jesus. Não deu pra salvar ela, gente. Oh, que triste.
After that, I went back. I tried telling people about Liz, but they all thought I was crazy again and didn't believe me.
And you were absolutely sure you saw Liz jump off this building?
You know, it doesn't matter. I just want to finish this and get some fresh air.
Susan, I know Liz well. She wouldn't do something like that. As a matter of fact, I saw her this morning. She's fine. I'd like you to come with me and see her.
Vem pra cá. Vem
Say
pra cá,
hi.
Vem pra cá.
Make sure she's
Vem
alright.
pra cá. Tá
Stop
derrubando de pé.
treating me like I'm crazy. Fine, I'll go. I don't even care that much anyway.
Olha o que fizeram aqui, gente. Olha o que fizeram aqui.
The door is locked?
I plan ahead, Susan. I had a feeling in my... I like your green eyes and your sleek cheek. You're a... For what it's...